Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of 3 Kaldheim draft. Our rare is Battle for Bredegard. This is a cool token builder rare, but I probably don't want to first pick it. Skimvar Shadow Sage, good card for any sort of tribal deck. Definitely good in aggro, so like Elf aggro or Berserker aggro, stuff like that. It can be good. I tend to like the aggro decks in this format as well. Carter's Vicious Return, solid playable card. Svella, definitely good. Mistwalker in here. There's a lot of good stuff. I'm thinking maybe Feed the Serpent. It's monocolor. I mean, curious if I actually like it more than Shadow Sage. I think I'll go with Feed the Serpent, pick one. I like Mistwalker in here too. It just leaves me the most open. It seems like a lot of people hate black in this format. I don't seem to mind. I've had plenty of success with black, so I don't really mind playing it. All right, follow-up pick here. Well, Death Knell Berserker and Infernal Pet are the two black cards. Neither of them are very good. We could take Fearless Pup. It's not a very exciting follow-up pick. However, can be in an aggressive rakdos deck. Scent of the Worthy. It's a tough card to play. I haven't seen it very much. Notbald Slumber Mound, probably the best card by quite a bit in here. But I would say very unlikely it would end up in the same deck as Feed the Serpent. It still could. Could be like Golgari, and then you just splash for Slumber Mound. I mean, I've done that before. Yeah, we probably just take it anyway. It is just very good. It's my favorite spell land of the format, I say. Wow. Poison the Cup, pick 3. Well, that's a nice pickup. It's also Turgid Shadow in here. Coma's Faithful. Skull Raid's playable. But I think it's an easy Poison the Cup now. So now we just sort of need, a direction. But Bound in Gold, playable. I don't really like it, though. Story Seeker is fine 2-drop. Horizon Seeker's kind of grown on me as this format's gone on. I actually do like it. Snow Forest in here. Kin Seeker's totally playable. The Port is good. So plenty of good cards in here, but I think easy Poison the Cup. Okay. Interesting choices now. We could take the Skull Cairn. Could go more of a Rakdos route. Slumber Mound's not playable in there. Unless we just got a ton of dual lands to support double green. But I feel like I've never actually really played Skull Cairn, and it's actually a pretty good card. Otherwise, there's Way Down and Recruiter. I don't really like Way Down that much, especially when I have much more premium removal. There's a Pup in here for Rakdos. Raptor, good for aggro as well. Valkyrie Sword is a good, finisher card. I'll probably just go Skull Cairn. See if it works out. All right. Some good red in here. But I think I take Jarl for now to just continue to cut black. I like Jarl a lot anyway. One of my favorite commons in the set. Lets you beat in with little dudes and still get out a 3-2. So, otherwise, yeah, Pup would be fine. It's a good efficient beater. Berserker, Hulk, all of these are good aggro cards. But let's go Jarl. Continue to cut black. Okay, well, good choices here, geez. Draugr's Helm is a fine playable card. It's not exactly what I want, though. It's a little bit on the expensive end. I'd rather play cheaper things. Probably going Frostbite. I really like Firewalker a lot. But if we're going to go Rakdos aggro, I want some cheap removal. I've said it 100 times, but I really like stuff like Run Amok more in beatdown decks than removal like Feed the Serpent and Poison the Cup and Frostbite. But, I mean, these are still very good cards. They give you a little more choices of targets. Run Amok, you're just doing it on your biggest creature to push through extra damage, which is obviously very good. Okay, interesting. So there's just a Skull Raid in here, which is fine. Could go Haggy Mob. Haggy Mob's actually very good with Jarl. The only problem is, if we're playing aggro, I don't really like stuff like Haggy Mob so much. Could take the Great Hall in case black-white is more open. There's still a chance. Or we could just take the Skull Raid. But I haven't been playing this card as much lately. I'm kind of okay going Haggy Mob here. It certainly is a playable card and pretty good. So there's Snow-Covered Swamp. It could help for our Frostbite. Or we can take Coma's Faithful. Cheap creature. There's also snow cards in black, though. I think we'll go Snow Swamp here. If we find more Frostbites, we'll be happy about it. Faithful is actually a fine card, but I think we can do better. Turning on Frostbite is really good. 1 mana for 3 damage to a creature is very, very good. Especially at common. Getting the Shadow Sage back is actually a pretty good sign. Black-red is going to be more Berserker colors. Grim Jogger is a good aggro card too. Alpine Meadow would be playable, but you know, Shadow Sage, I've won enough games off of Shadow Sage to know that I do like it. Now, it is a little presumptuous, is that the word I'm looking for? That it'll pan out, but it is only pack 1. But yes, you kind of need a little bit of creature consistency in order for it to do what you want it to do, but often I've seen it be a 4-drop 2/5 that makes your opponent lose 3+ life. Like here we slam the Berserker. So this card really only is good with, it's great with Demonic Gifts, Run Amok, and any equipment. Okay, we can take the Faithful now. We're getting some creatures. I think we're off to a good start here, actually. Am I actually going to be able to play Skullcairn? Maybe. I kind of like the idea of having a land that can deal 3 damage to my opponent. So we could do Weigh Down a Recruiter here. We're at 5 creatures. We have Frostbite, Poison, Feed. Could take the Recruiter here. But I guess we'll take Weigh Down. Alright, Pup coming back. 3rd to last pick. That's a gift. This card is just like exactly what we want to do. I think we'll take the worst of these 2 cards, which is probably the Yeti. I don't think Slumber Mound's happening, not that it's a big deal. Alright, Realm Walker, but we probably want the Vengeful Reaper, I'm guessing. This card is quite good. Almost looking like a Cleric deck now. Interesting. Really not much else here for us at all. I mean, splashing Bergstrider. I don't like splashing in my aggro deck. It's clearly a Reaper here, but yeah, there's nothing that we could wheel that I think I'd be happy about. Maybe the Haggy Mob. I guess I could play Haggy Mob. Haggy Mob synergy with the Jarl is quite good. Well, easy Demon Bolt here. I did say Run Amok is generally better than removal, which is true, but Demon Bolt is just... I mean, Run Amok probably wheels anyway. It's also a Liberator in here. If one of those wheels, I'll be happy. Or the Snow Mountain, that would be good too. I need to keep like a running total of my removal in here, because once we hit 8, we really don't need any more, because we need space for creatures. So we could take the Pup. There's a Faithful, Demonic Gifts, Berserker, Giant. I think we'll go Pup. The only problem with Pups are, you know, they require mana to boast. So, unfortunately, they really almost rely on like Tormentor's Helm and Goldvein picks and stuff like that to really shine, to really take advantage of that first strike. So we've got some choices here. Cavalry, Pup, Raider, Disciple. I could see maybe going Disciple. it also would wear equipment well, and making your opponent discard is a big deal. Cavalry is a good beatdown card. I think we might wheel one, possibly. I think I'm going to go Disciple. Making your opponent discard when you have like spot removal like this too, it's just very good. Duskwielder's a good beater. There's Cavalry too. I think I'm going to go Duskwielder. I like the idea of maybe playing 16 land. Alright, Firewalker is going to be phenomenal in here. I could play all of these snow lands too, but I'm going to take the Firewalker. I love this card. Could take the Skull Raid. Guess we do. Probably not playing it though. Okay. Can take the Raven Wings, you know. I've won enough games with it to know that it's good. There's Village Rites, which is probably playable in here too, but yeah, Raven Wings on any of our little dudes is going to be quite good. Don't need any of this, but there was nothing to wheel from this pack anyway. I guess we'll take Dual Strike that we're not going to do anything with. Alright, Run Amok we got back. So what are we up to now? Way Down. I could easily upgrade that. I don't like Way Down anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 removal spells, is that what we've got? Either way, we're taking Run Amok here. It's perfect for this deck. I think I'm actually going to take the Gifts now over the Berserker. We have 11. I mean, I like Gifts more than quite a few things in here. Berserker's not bad, but I'm going to go for the Gifts. I could go either way on that. I really like what Demonic Gifts does with, like, Death Knell Berserker. It's great with Pup. It lets you just keep smashing in with, like, Duskwielder, Pup, stuff like that. So, let's probably presume we're not going to play Way Down. And then we have Frostbite, Gifts, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're up to 6 removal spells. Alright, take the Pup. Skull Raid. Cut Black. So we're up to 6. So really, I don't even think we have space for... Oh wow, Turgid. I haven't played this yet. It's kind of cool. How do we make them sacrifice? Honestly, I wonder if it's too slow. It actually could be. But we probably take it anyway. I guess it's slightly more exciting than a Haggy Mob. I haven't played with it. I've played against it. Either way, I'm okay taking it here. Hopefully wheel that Raven Wings, I guess. Okay, so take Breakneck Berserker here over Haggy Mob. We're kind of getting there in terms of... I think the problem with this deck is we don't have any of the multicolor Rakdos cards. Like, we don't have Carter. We don't have the equipment I want. I want, like, Tormentor's Helm. Tormentor's Helm would really, I think, put this deck over the top. And I think we don't need... Wow. I was going to say, we don't need non-creature spells anymore. I mean, I could take the Demon Bolt. I kind of want the pick. It's so hard to pass a Demon Bolt, though. It's just so good. It can be a little bit pricey in decks like this, but... Yeah, I just cannot pass a Demon Bolt for the life of me. Can't in good conscience pass that. Tormentor's Helm I want really badly. Could do the Crippling Fear. I haven't played this yet. And as someone suggested, we don't have any choose a creature type creatures that aren't of the chosen. I mean, we don't really have a ton of creature consistency, which is a problem. I think I'm going to go Tormentor's Helm. We just have so much removal now. And even though Crippling Fear is pretty awesome, I think I'd rather just make sure we get stuff like Tormentor's Helm for this deck. So we can take a Frostbite. We don't have the rune for Rune Crown. Could take the Carter's Vicious Return. Certainly have some good stuff to throw away. But I think I might just go Frostbite. Cheaper. Man, I don't even know. There's Demonic Gifts too. We've got the classic too many good cards problem. Jeez, this pack's got everything in it. I mean, we already have a deck, but Firewalker is such a strict upgrade to Coma's Faithful that I think I'm going to take it. Man, I'm passing cards I want because there's too many goodies. Skimfar Shadow Sage. I don't even know if I'm going to do the first one in here. We may not have enough creature consistency for it, and we already have a deck, and I can just take this Snow Mountain and build towards these Frostbites. Probably. All right, I can take Raider. It's cheap. I mean, we're very likely going to be a 16-land deck. So I could take another Dusk Wielder. Currently, we're usually 2 equipment is my sweet spot. I wouldn't mind another Raven Wings, but I think I'm going to go Dusk Wielder. Shackles for sideboard or pet. I mean, we have enough cheap stuff to make the pet work, but we already have a deck. I think we'll just take Shackles for sideboard. There's certainly times where you're happy to have that. None of these cards matter. Another Berserker, or the pet. You know, Berserker probably with all the removal beats down harder. Got that Demonic Gifts. Jeez. This is insane. Wow. Way too many good things. Way too many good things, that deck. Yeah, I don't even know how to build this. First things first, let's cut the lands. So we only got 2 snow, which means we will not be able to turn on Frostbite, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. We got plenty of other good things going on here. So these, this thing, this dude, that thing. 19 creatures, so definitely cutting creatures. Probably cut the Haggy Mob. I think we're off Shadow Sage. As much as I like it, we ended up with 9 Berserkers. That might be enough, actually. Could see cutting the Faithful. Yeah. It's the weakest of our 3 drops. 17 creatures. I'd want to cut non-Berserkers. Can I even do that? Not easily. Let's take a look at our non-creature spells here, because I'm going to have to make some decisions about those as well. So we've got plenty of removal and tricks. Okay. I mean, we're keeping the helm, we're keeping the wings. I definitely want the equipment in here with all the little tiny dudes we have. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have to make 4 cuts. Maybe we don't need 2 demonic gifts. Maybe just a gifts and a run amok. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's perfect. 9, 10. Yeah, I can cut 2 creatures, huh? To make the Shadow Sage better, I could cut the Disciple, but I really like what Disciple does here. So I almost wonder if we need to cut Berserkers, but that's tough too. Maybe 3 pups is excessive. I mean, I really like what the pup does in this deck, but if we did like this, would that be better? I mean, I like that you can just like keep attacking with pups too, but definitely good with Jarl. Two more cuts. How much do I like Turgid in here? So sacks or discards. This makes them discard, and that's about it. No way to sacrifice. Yeah. Well. I guess I could cut the other gifts. Gifts doesn't have too much synergy in here. It's a nice, cheap trick, but I feel like I could probably cut it and be okay. And then we just need one more cut. 16 lands with a Skull Cairn seems fine to me. What's the weakest creature in our deck? It could be a Raider. The Raider helps with flooding. It could be a Pup. I really like Pup, though, and we have the equipment to support it. I don't want to cut a Berserker if we're planning on doing Shadow Sage. Kind of like Disciple in here, but it's not a Berserker. It does make them discard, but it is just a 2-mana 1/1. That's tough. I guess we'll cut the Disciple. I actually like it in here, but I guess we'll cut it. So I guess this is the deck. It's cool. I mean, it's definitely aggressive looking. It's got a lot of premium removal. It has a great curve. Color-wise, more red than black, but we have double black with the Feed the Serpent. And I guess Turgid, sort of, unless I just do Lantern. I could go either way. I don't know what I'd prefer. 4-5 Menace is a good beater. But I've played against Lantern, and it goes pretty quick, too. I mean, they can always just hold on to cards to discard. But you can untap it, I guess, if you're getting flooded. I don't know. I could go either way on that. I mean, they can also sack stuff. I feel like whenever I play against the Lantern, it feels good, but I feel like when I'm going to play it in this deck, it's not going to be as good. That's what I feel like. But we'll probably still play it, just like I said, 5 mana, 4/5. Not that the upside on that is all that good, but that's okay. I mean, it has good synergy with Skull Raid, but we definitely do not have space for a Skull Raid plan in here. So, yeah, we'll do the extra. Wait, do we even have space for an extra? I don't think so. We just do 8/8 and call her good. Okay. Rakdos beatdown. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right. I think we're going to mull this just to 1-lander. We can't play the Pup, but we have all black spells. I think we probably need better than that. Do we go to 5? 5's going to be tough with aggro, but we have the same problem as before, except opposite color. All right, I guess we'll try it. This one we'll keep. We'll dump a mountain. Wait, we're more red than black, so maybe we'll dump the swamp. Okay. Oh, I have to get rid of 2. What am I? I guess I'll get rid of those. I forgot. We mulled a 5. Ah, I played against that. It's a good card. I played with it, rather. It's a good card. Get to steal all your opponent's lands. Ah, poison the cup. Well, I think we're just going to go Vengeful Reaper. And attack for 1. Can't really attack with the Reaper when they've got the Story Seeker. I don't think that makes sense. I guess we'll trade. No play, huh? Well, I think we'll just play a Shadow Sage. Alright, never mind. Let's see if they... no, we're gonna kill actually right now. So, can make them lose 2 life, or we can gain 2 life. I mean, we're playing aggro, so I feel like we kind of really want them to lose the life, but at the same time, yeah, we'll just play this as a blocker. So now I think we just want to rip, like, Raven Wings, I think. Frostbite. I think we just do Berserker and pass. I think Raven Wings would go a long way this match. Take 2. Alright, that was a good draw. So, we'll bite here. Sure. So we'll just attack here. Yeah, it's not a bad draw. So they can do... Surprised they haven't done the Stronghold. Sure. So I don't actually think these removal spells are that good against us. Certainly not Bind the Monster. And Bound to Gold is kind of expensive. I mean, obviously we're SOL now. Actually, I guess we're not, are we? Not with that Frostbite. Well, that's cool. But, and also let me add, we're doing remarkably well here. I guess the Stronghold's going to get us now. But we're doing remarkably well for a mull to 5. Let's give ourselves a little bit of credit. Man, I'm like 1 snow permanent away here from Frostbite being good. Sure. Alright, so I have the chump block to not die. I think we could easily beat our opponent with a good hand. I think easily. I guess I was supposed to frostbite the Valkyrie in response to the Bretta whatever. But I still, I guess, would have died to Master Scald. Basically, I could have frostbitten the Valkyrie, it would die, and then I would draw a Demon Bolt and die to a 5/5. So, it turned out to not matter that much, but like I said, easily. Look, they ran out of cards in hand, and they weren't even that far ahead on board. We could so easily beat this match, but it's really just going to rely on us being able to keep our hand. They have some really strong cards in there too, but we just have such premium removal that we can deal with everything. Could do Shackles, probably not. I feel like this main deck is so fine-tuned and well-oiled that we don't even really need to swap anything. I could make them discard. They have some top end that's good, but I don't want them to, like, I guess, discard a Bounding Gold and then get it back with Master Scald. That doesn't seem that good. So, I think we run it back like this. Could do Shackles, too, to steal stuff. They didn't show us any equipment, though, I don't think. We'll play first. That's too bad. Yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. This one we'll keep. And I guess we'll ditch Frostbite since we don't have the mana for it anyway. We're definitely getting hosed by running 16 lands. I can safely tell you that. We are getting punished severely for running 16, but it's what you do with these decks. You have to run the 16. Wasn't expecting that. Well, that was a good draw, because that lets me potentially go Poison the Cup plus Frostbite at some point to buff our Berserker. We're also just a land away from Targrid's Lantern. Alright, you know what? I probably go for it. I can actually untap the Lantern now, too. I wonder if I just go for that plan. Sure. Sure. Raven Wings. Well, I don't want to get in lifelink. And I don't have the red mana. Let's do this first, I guess. Alright, I think we'll... Yeah, I think actually we just do this. So... Wait, we didn't go post-combat already, did we? No. Good. So kill this. That doesn't matter because we have 2 spells. So I guess we ditch the Firewalker and the Swamp because we need an actual red mana. And then we do this. And just get in for 3. How much does this cost to equip? 2? Alright. Maybe they don't know it has Menace, I'm not sure. Oh, Bergstrider. Well, Bergstrider's gonna be a big problem. They're gonna hit all, let me guess, 3 mountains? That'd be my guess. No, just 1 mountain. I guess that's not that bad. Oh, they tapped my Turgid's Lantern. That's actually interesting. I wasn't expecting that. So, I mean, I can untap it and make them discard, I guess. I think it actually equates to more damage. Problem is, I'm not going to be able to keep up, I think. Till I draw some red here. Oh, perfect. Makes sense. But I don't think they have the mana. I guess they could. But then they're not going to be able to equip. Alright. Well, Turgid's Lantern looked pretty sweet there. I mean, we mulliganed and we beat them. The fact that they have Rune of Sustenance, does that make me want to bring in a Shackles? I mean, the issue is they can keep it back and leave it untapped, and then I can't steal it. But man, if I can steal it, looking pretty good. I mean, Rune of Sustenance is kind of the bane of our deck's existence, but I don't know what I would want to cut for a Shackles. I think Frostbite is still useful here. Kills Oracle, kills their Story Seeker. I mean, I want to pay 1 mana and deal with things that gain them life. And we don't really have a ton of space to cut creatures. We probably just run it back. Shackles is cute and cool, but I think we just gotta hope that we can beat Rune of Sustenance, Giant's Amulet on the mulligan like we just did. I mean, it's a keep. We don't have red mana, but I can't just mulligan every game. You don't see strategic planning too often. You know, it's actually kind of good with Master Scald. Yeah, especially since they just put a Rune of Sustenance in the yard. I think we're going to have to hope Turgid's Lantern does some work for us again here. We are going to need red mana at some point. We actually won the last game without ever playing a red mana, surprisingly. That is actually really surprising. Alright, so we can do the Lantern now, or we can do the Shadow Sage. I think I do Shadow Sage. No attacks, though. They have Bounding Gold and they have Bind the Monster, so unfortunately I don't think I can press in when they've got the Lifelinker. I think it's a little bit too dangerous. There's no way that I would want to play this as a creature. I think we have to do the Lantern. Alright, so they can get their Rune of Sustenance. Remember, we're like a deck full of removal, though. In fact, we have 2 in our hand, so once we can rip a red mana, we're fine. Are they pulling the one from their graveyard, or do they have more in their deck? That's the real question. We didn't see Rune's Crown games 1 or 2. If I had, I probably would have brought in the Shackles. I wonder if they accidentally... No, they didn't. They got it. They know what they're doing. Alright, as expected, they did have the removal. So that's fine. Got the red mana, good timing, impeccable timing. So... If they counter it, we have another Bolt, so I'm okay with it. They used 2 mana to try and equip it that turn. I can live with that. Goldmot Champion, so we can kill that too. Let's do this now. Ooh, Skullcairn, that's good. So, I could use the Raider to discard a Berserker. I mean, first things first, let's do this. just to find more removal. Definitely playing the Skull Cairn. Can do... Or I can untap Lantern as well. I mean, both those options are fine. Because we have 5 mana. So what's the best use of mana? I mean, I only have 1 red mana. So... I feel like with the Story Seeker being able to get equipped, maybe I'm supposed to just jam a Berserker. It doesn't seem very good, though. I'm going to do Raider. Well... Alright. I think we're hoping to dig up something better than a Berserker here. Yeah, Pup I wouldn't exactly qualify as better. But I felt like since they have the ability to equip Story Seeker and attack if I just leave Shadow Sage, because then it's 3/3 attacking into a 2/5. I guess that works. No equip. So they have Glorious. That's gonna be a tough one to beat. But yeah, I mean we have the removal in here. I just have to find it. So I guess we go Berserker plus Pup. And we're gonna have to be able to beat that Angel. It's gonna be a 4/5 flying lifelink. Man, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a tough one to beat. Well, hopefully we can figure it out. I mean, we have Feed the Serpent, we have Poison the Cup, so I think we'll hopefully be able to find something. They didn't play it. I still think they have it. But they're not leaving me many options here. Alright, Feed the Serpent makes it better. But now the problem is they've got the 2/4. I mean, I guess I can kill Cosima and attack with Berserker. We have 7 mana. So I guess we can go Feed here. I mean, I certainly don't want them drawing cards either. Oh, so it was just a counter spell, huh? Well, that turns off our plan too, doesn't it? Frostbite. Guess I'll make him discard. Oh, they had multiple Rune of Sustenances, huh? Okay. Alright, now that's the glorious charger. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can't attack in anyway, but... yeah. I don't know what to do. Kind of SOL. Turgid's Lantern played well. Surprised to see Bound in Gold actually do something here. This is where Frostbite would be huge if we had more snow. Could be Depart the Realm, I guess. They have the 1 mana for it. It's really not that big of a deal. We trade a Frostbite for a Depart the Realm. I mean, they get their Bird Strider back, but it's not like Depart the Realm was getting worse later. So, we're probably in chump block mode now. I mean, at this point it's GG's. But I guess I'm playing it out of stubbornness at this point. I don't know. I could just save myself time since we've got 2 more matches. But there's nothing... Let me just take a look if there's anything I could possibly draw that would get me out of this. So let's say I ripped a Poison the Cup. I'd have 1 threat down, 2 to go. Into Jarl the Forsaken. I mean, maybe there's some universe where it's theoretically possible, but I mean, I'm not seeing it. But I guess I'll just... I don't think we have that many turns left anyway, so... Basically, if I just rip the exact removal spells I need for the rest of the game, I could see it being theoretically possible. And they rip nothing. So they rip nothing, we rip pure gas. Maybe there's like a 0.5% chance that we'd win. So we have I would say we're at 99.5% lose right now. Alright. Didn't get there. We'll see you for the next one. Alright, this is definitely clearly a keep. Probably 1 too many lands, but if that's my only complaint, I think I'm okay with that. So Pup into Fortell into Berserker. Ooh, that was a good draw. Let's do the Berserker this turn, though. So next turn we can go Firewalker, Demon Bolt. That's pretty good. Egon. They only have one card in their graveyard. Huh. So if I attack with everything, they block Firewalker. They would take 6, go to 5, but I could boast. I think we'll just foretell this and let Egon die on their turn. That makes sense. So into their turn, we're going to play Jarl. Thankfully we don't need that card. Sure. Oh, maybe I should have actually played around the demonic gifts here, because they probably have demonic gifts, yeah. So I'm going to have to discard my mountain because I didn't play it. Not the end of the world, but certainly a mistake. And the worst is when you talk it through right after you did it. You see the mana, you see what you did, and then it exactly happens the way you said it would. That's the worst. Especially since that extra land would have let us do the pup into lethal range here, so could have actually been a pretty deadly mistake. We're going to find out. Carter. Well, the nice thing is we can attack into Carter fairly safely here. Oh. Or I just rip pure gas this whole game and win. So their Disciples, I guess, pretty good against us, actually, especially if we have to mulligan. They have Village Rites, which is going to be really good against our removal, and they were doing it main deck, which is probably pretty wise. It almost makes me wonder if I'd rather... Would I rather do like a Demonic Gifts instead of a removal? I mean, either way they get to Village Rites, so I guess it doesn't matter. No, I think we keep it the way it is. Oh yeah, this is a keep. It's actually a good hand. We can go... I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Yeah, so we go turn 1 Wielder, turn 2 Berserker. Oh, am I going to be able to do turn 3 Helm plus Run Amok? I might not. I mean, I could have held back on this Dusk Wielder as well. That would have been another option. There's some ways to do this. 'Cause, yeah, we still don't have... whatever. We'll go for it. Oh, that's perfect. I don't know how they can kill Berserker for 1 black mana anyway, so... Only 1 red, though. Wish I played 2 spells this turn. So I could actually equip the Dusk Wielder, but I want my Berserker to stay at 3 power. Sure. Ooh, attacking. I like that. This is kind of just really mean how perfectly this worked out. They've got 4 spells in yard. So, attack with everything. So they eat the Berserker, block, block, pump, go to 1. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You're gonna die? They weren't dead, but that's the way they want to do it. Alright, we'll see for the next one. Alright, this is a keep. Once again, probably 1 too many lands, but we'll keep it. So I could kill the Sentinel. Kind of don't want to this turn. Rather get a pup down. Ooh, that was a good draw. So let's go. Up, and I guess we'll bite this so we can attack. And now at least we have some pups that can attack in. Sure, they only have 1 snow. That's good. Could also Demon Bolt. But we just attack this turn. We'll get the Firewalker down. No double snow yet. That's good. Grim Jogger as well. So let's attack here. Sure. No, nobody expects the Snakeskin Veil, I guess. They got us. Oh, they found that second snow too, huh? Nice. Well, at least they tapped out, I guess. What do I fear more? I guess I fear the Troll more. Seems more difficult to deal with, so we'll go Berserker, Bolt. It's a bold attack. We have a Lindworm follow-up or what? Kind of want to wait on the Berserker so I can make my Berserker bigger than theirs. We'll see if I end up regretting that. Because I feel like they're not going to attack this turn, but we'll see. Yeah. So now we can go... Alright, sweet. So we got game one. The Snakeskin Veil is going to be quite good against us. We are a removal-heavy deck. Eyesight Troll, we probably have enough spot removal to hope to take this out, like, in response to them, you know, using their snow mana. Because how much did they show? Well, they did show us 4 sources that game. That's pretty good, actually. Troll could be a problem. I guess we can exile it. Yeah, that is the beauty of Feed the Serpent. And actually, Way Down is actually good against it too. But do we want to keep our Frostbite? I think we do. Yeah, I don't want to bring in Way Downs just for an Eyesight Troll when we've got amazing... Like, Grim Jogger is just the definitive amazing reason to run Frostbite. Your opponent pays 3 mana so you can kill it with 1 mana. I feel like we haven't sideboarded this entire series, but like I said, it's like our deck is very streamlined. Turgid's Lantern has been amazing. It's a great aggro topper. I mean, the fact that you untap it and use it twice, that is dangerous. This is a good hand. Keep it. Alright, Berserker, not bad. Little snow mana of our own, huh? Oops. Alright, we got the Troll. We can do... I guess we'll just do it. It's a good opportunity. And I'm happy to trade it off. Yeah, I think that's fine. They have the mana to make it indestructible, so I'm okay trading that off for now. Oh, nice. Vengeful Reaper's nice, too. So, this is why Frostbite is just... Mwah. Beautiful. Sure. That's a good one. So they've got 2 creatures in the yard. So just attack with these 2. I guess we can attack with all 3. Sure. I'm kind of surprised they didn't attack there. I probably would have. I would have done the... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We just don't have the means to win there, but they did have a 12 damage swing turn. It's pretty good. Alright. Well, ended up going 2-1. I'd say our deck shined pretty well there in games, or matches 2 and 3. But match 1, I mean, they had a great deck. I feel like they had a lot of cards that were good against us. I still feel like we probably could have won that had we not mulliganed the 2 games that we did. Because I think our deck just had a lot of good things going for it. Very low curve, excellent removal, good equipment, and Torgrid's Lantern, which was just proved to be phenomenal as an aggro topper. I mean, this is probably the deck where it's at its best. Is that true? I would think so. I mean, if you get to the point where you can cast Lantern, you already have the mana to untap it. So if you're getting flooded, whatever. You're using it twice a turn. I mean, there's no way they can keep up with that. Especially if you're playing it right on turn 4. How are they supposed to keep up with losing life, sacrificing stuff? There's some decks that are probably better against it than others, but yes, Lantern was excellent. All right, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.